name is Balke. This is my third time consistently coming to this show, but I go all over the place. This is my 26th show this year, and I have one more to do. Right, everything that's on the table here, I'm the colorist stuff, so I worked on even the books on the opposite side of the table, all this stuff here, even though these are black and white. But this is what I make these into. I color them right here with marker. This is my way as a colorist to do a sketch. Since I haven't put a pencil in my hand in so many years, it's pretty sad. But yeah, everything here is what I did coloring of, and I love every second. I hated coloring. I hated it when I was younger. I could never stay in the lines. You know, MySpace. I'm going way back. I'm dating myself here. MySpace, many years ago, I put a couple of pictures up there. People liked it, my own artwork. Then they wanted stuff that was colored. And I'm like, well, I don't have anything, but I colored something up real quick, and people just seemed to just love it even more than my artwork, which didn't know how to take it at the time, but I just stuck with it. I had a company contact me on MySpace. That's when I got my first gig that way, and I've been doing it ever since. Now I work for a Zinoscope. I work for Moonstone, doing the Zombie vs. Cheerleaders. Who else? Image Comics. I got a few books out with Image. John Carpenter, the director John Carpenter, and just a few other little indie projects here and there. So I'm making sure I keep myself busy all the time. Well, right now I'm actually doing this is an exclusive, a Long Beach exclusive that it's called Omega 1. Sorry. I've talked to these guys a few times before, and they want me to color up their cover. I think they have two different covers. They got the regular colored version, and they have the black and white, and we're just doing some cross promotion. So they're trying to help me out a little bit as a colorist to kind of get a little bit more business, and then I'm helping them out a lot more because I go to all these different shows, and I'm getting their name out there, and I love doing that kind of stuff. Because when I started, I had no one to turn to. I sometimes kind of like being that kind of person to kind of direct them in the right direction or put them in the right direction. But, you know, I can only go so far. Comics I still collect, but I don't collect them for the stories anymore. Sorry guys. But my friends work in the industry now, so now I'm actually collecting to support them. But I still do collect, like some of the big guys, like Green Lantern I still collect, Batman I still collect. I don't read them, but again, because my friends work on them, I love them to death. And of course, I look at the coloring more so now than the artwork. Go figure. And actually my first book that I ever read was way back in the day. I'm going way back when I first started collecting. Fantastic Four number 188, actually by George Perez. And I didn't know who the guy was at the time, but I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. Looking through it, I'm like, oh, George Perez, okay, cool. I got to meet him at the show, my very first show I went to, and that was just awesome. Because he is such a sweet guy, he's so cool. So, but that's kind of how I got into the industry, like, you know, started collecting this stuff, and I've been doing it ever since. Of course, I've gotten rid of roughly about 10,000 comics, quite literally.
And then all the prints are...
Yeah, I'm a little something. Yeah, I just started kind of getting into some of the cool-looking action figures. But of course, I'm a big Green Lantern fan, and I love Blackest Night. So that is actually the last thing that I really started trying to get all of them off. Then I figured out, wow, all my money that I'm getting from the books that I'm making are going right back into the company. So I'm like, you know what, maybe I should kind of cut back a little bit, and kind of spread my wealth around to everybody else, and not just only to one. So there's actually here at the show, I saw there's some really big gremlin statues. Actually, they're right up over there. And I keep looking at them all the time, and I'm like, I think I'm going to have to get those next. I mean, they're like the actual size of the gremlins. They're so freaking cool. So that might be my next action